Hi, welcome to Chapter 3 in the Adobe Flash CS4 Professional Classroom in a Book. I'm Mark Resch, and this is Mult 255, Interaction Design. This lesson should take about 90 minutes to complete outside of these lecture notes. This lesson's project the idea is to introduce symbols, instances, and imported Illustrator and Photoshop files as you create a static frame of a cartoon. You can learn to create new symbols and to convert selections on the stage into symbols. You'll learn how to edit the symbols from the library panel and edit the symbols in place on the stage. You'll also learn to adjust the color effect, blending. You'll apply filters and move the instances in three-dimensional space. First, about symbols. A symbol is a reusable asset that you can use for special effects, animation, or interactivity. There are three kinds of symbols: the graphic, button, and movie clip symbol. Symbols help you to reduce the file size and download time for animations because they can be reused. They're elements that get reused. You can use a symbol countless times in a project, but Flash includes its data only once. Symbols are stored on the library panel. When you drag a symbol to the stage, Flash creates an instance of the symbol, leaving the original in the library. An instance is a copy of a symbol located on the stage. You can think about a symbol being something like a copy of an MP3 on your hard disk. You can make as many copies of it as you want. You can change those copies, you can edit them, and the original still stays the same. Movie clip symbols, button symbols, and graphic symbols each have unique functions, benefits, and limitations. Movie clip symbols are very powerful. They contain an independent timeline. That timeline is independent of the main timeline. You can have two animations going on at the same time, essentially. And movie clip symbols can respond to user input. Button symbols are used for interactivity. Buttons contain 4 keyframes: up, down, over, and hit. And graphic symbols are the most basic. They're probably the least flexible. And they're useful to synchronize animations to the main timeline. In Flash, there are 2 ways to create a symbol. The first is you start with nothing on the stage selected, and then you choose Insert and New Symbol. Flash brings you to the symbol editing mode where you can begin drawing or importing graphics for your symbol. The second way is to select existing graphics on the stage and then choose Modify, Convert to Symbol. It's F8. Whatever you have selected will automatically be placed inside your new symbol. Convert to Symbol is maybe a little bit confusing. There's really no conversion going on. Maybe it should be declare a symbol or put these things in the library. Convert to symbol is how they said it simply. What happens is that the selected items are simply placed inside of a newly created symbol. The registration point of a symbol is indicated by the crosshair on the stage in symbol editing mode. This registration point is important. It shows you the point at which Flash reports the coordinates of the symbol and from which it resizes or transforms the signal. There are 2 ways to edit the symbols. First, you can double-click the symbol in the library and edit its contents in symbol editing mode. You can return to the main timeline by clicking the Scene button on the top horizontal bar above the stage, in that edit bar. Secondly, you can double-click the instance on the stage and edit the symbol in place. Editing in place lets you see all the other elements surrounding the instance on the stage. When you edit a symbol, all of its instances on the stage change to reflect the new edits. There are a number of ways that you can change the appearance of instances. You can change the size of any instance with the free transform tool. You can change the brightness, tint, or transparency of an instance by setting different values of an instance's color effect in the property inspector. You can apply a blend effect or a filter on an instance. Blending refers to how colors of an instance interact with the colors below it. You can explore different blend options on your own. I think this is worth checking out and seeing how it works. Filters are special effects such as blurs and glows, and you can apply these to instances. And finally, new in Flash CS4, you can position or rotate any instance in 3D space using the 3D translation and the 3D rotation tool. I think that's a pretty exciting development, and you'll get a touch of that here in this lesson. Flash also lets you import Adobe Illustrator.ai files. To a large extent, this keeps the artwork's original editability and visual fidelity. The AI importer also provides a great degree of control and understanding in determining how the Illustrator artwork is imported into Flash, letting you specify how to import specific objects into an AI from an AI file. The Flash AI importer has the following key features. It preserves the editability of the most commonly used Illustrator effects, like filters. It preserves the editability of blend modes that Flash and Illustrator have in common. It preserves the fidelity and editability of gradient fills. It maintains the appearance of RGB colors. That's very important for color matching. It imports Illustrator symbols, so if you're familiar with Illustrator, it imports them simply as Flash symbols. It preserves the number and position of Bezier control points when you're doing curves. It preserves the fidelity of clip masks. It preserves the fidelity of pattern strokes and fills, and preserves object transparency, or alpha. The importer converts AI files into individual Flash layers. Keyframes are a single Flash layer. You can also, when you import AI files, you can import them as a single bitmapped image. In this case, Flash rasterizes, it flattens the file. It provides an improved copy and paste workflow between Illustrator and Flash. So you can copy and paste and apply settings to the AI files being pasted onto the Flash stage. And in the import dialog box, you specify how to import the AI file. You specify which layers and the content on which layer to import. Flash can import Illustrator layers as Flash layers, as a single layer, as keyframes, or as symbols.